She's not your public property, she's just a girl. She lost her way, although she stays, she's never yours. She doesn't breathe, she doesn't leave when she's with you. She scratches red and cuts too deep, there's nothing left to do. The world inside she sees it's all in black, trapped in time apart. The world inside she sees it's always gray, trapped in time apart. The world inside where light never comes in, trapped in time apart. Distant again, trying to get closer to you. You always go back to the place of black and blue.
Well, hello everyone and welcome. Come on in. This is the Cassidy The Cardslinger show here on My Psychic Connection. I know you may be looking for energy. Do not worry. She will be back tomorrow night, so you can check out her show then. But I will be filling in for her spot this evening, so I hope everyone is having a wonderful week so far. If you are just joining us and you're wondering what goes on here, welcome, welcome. I am Cassidy The Cardslinger, and for the next hour, I will be offering readings. That's right. So, as my name suggests, I am a slinger of all sorts of cards. I've got tarot decks, oracle decks, Lenormand cards, playing cards, a whole bunch of beautiful decks all over my table here to get the answers to the questions that you have this evening. Arkisha is here. Hi, darling. Saying, hey, Cass. Hello, my dear. If you are joining us live, I do love to see who is in the house tonight. So come on in, say hi, type in hello. Let me know where you are tuning in from. We are an international community, and it's lovely to see where everybody is watching us from. So if you would like to get a reading tonight, very easy to do, folks. All you need to do is type in your specific question into the chat. Now, you can ask anything that you like, but make sure that it's something that I have a little bit of context for. So if you can give me a little bit of information about who you're asking about what you're wanting to know, those 2-minute free readings do go by very quickly. So if you're interested in more information, the donation link will be available for you there in the chat as well. And a couple of wonderful things happened with the donation. First of all, your reading jumps right to the front of the list, so I will get to your question immediately. Also, we have more time. So we have the quick read, the mini read, and the mega. The quick reading is up to 5 minutes, and the mini and mega are not timed. So if you've got a big, juicy question that you really want me to sink my teeth into, the mini and the mega will be excellent options. The difference there is the mega reading allows you to ask up to 4 different questions on 4 different topics. So if you've got a love question and a work question, that mega reading, we can dive into different areas. But the mini reading is for one specific situation, and we will go untimed to get any of the information you're looking for there. So, as I said, I need those specific questions typed into the chat. I will not be offering general readings here this evening, but if you would like a general reading, head on over to www.mypsychicconnection.com. You can connect with the reader of your choice, and your first few minutes are free over there, so definitely check that out, and they can answer your general questions over there. We don't do general here on the show because it can just take us in all different directions. We want to keep you in the driver's seat while we are live on the air, and we won't be airing out your dirty laundry for everyone to hear about, should that be the case. So we'll keep those questions for the website, with one exception, folks, and I will just go back on my rule here, but there will be one opportunity tonight for a general reading, and that is whoever sends the most emojis throughout the show. That's right. So let's start seeing those beautiful emojis into the chat. I'd love to see some October, some Halloween themed emojis. So let's see maybe some spiders, some pumpkins, I don't know, maybe some candles, whatever emojis make you feel like fall is here, at least up here in the Northern Hemisphere. Let's see those emojis. And as I said, whoever sends the most throughout the show is going to win the one general reading a little bit later on. And guys, we are also offering a portion of all of our donations to the Salvation Army Turkey Drive this month. We're very excited to be able to partner with the beautiful work that they do. So like I said, a lot of wonderful things happen if you donate. And guys, if you are tuning in, do make sure you are liking this video and you're subscribed to our channel. We do have live shows, and we have a lot of actually other really cool content coming up on our YouTube channel as well. So make sure you are subscribed and you're checking out all of the beautiful offerings over there. And do share me out far and wide, guys. We love interacting with new people. If you know someone that could use a reading, we've got a segment a little later on called the call out. Now, if you need me to call someone out on your behalf, or at least I'll allow the cards to do that. Share this video with someone who you think could use a little bit of guidance, some information, whatever you think that we can help to offer some people that you know. So we love growing our beautiful community here as well. Okay, so with that all said and done, guys, do say hi if you are just joining. Say hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from, I should say. We've got Jasmina in the house. Hey, hello. Lovely to see you, my dear. Emma Rose is here. Hello, Cassidy. Hi, darling. Lovely to see you as well. Kelly is in the house saying hello. I'm watching in Hurricane Florida. Okay, we are sending all of our love to everyone that's going on, or everyone that is experiencing the hurricane in Florida. I'm so sorry about what is happening over there. It's a very personal thing for us here at My Psychic Connection. So we are just sending all of our love and prayers to everyone over there, and hopefully as minimal damage as possible. Emily says, what's up? Hello, Emily. Lovely to see you, my dear. We've got Jennifer in the house. Hello from Ohio. I don't know if I can say that word. Mohicanville, Ohio. Yes, excellent, Jennifer. Lovely to see you all. So this is wonderful, guys. We've got some beautiful folks in the house tonight. Let's see those specific questions. Who have we got first on our list tonight? Okay, folks, we are here with the lightning round. Okay, so if you are new and you want to know how this one works, over the next couple of minutes, I will be answering your yes or no questions. So I cannot offer any additional information. I can't tell you when or where or why or how or anything like that. So go ahead and type in your specific yes or no question now, and I will answer with one of those answers. I can say yes, no, or undetermined. And that's all I'm allowed to say. And there's also no limit to how many questions you can ask. So if you've got 10 yes or no questions, just start typing them in and I will answer as many as I have time until the timer runs out. So as long as you see the little thunder around me, let's keep those yes or no questions coming. Emma, my dear, Emma is asking, will I continue to become a happier person? Yes. Emily asks, will I ever have kids? Undetermined. Emma is asking, will I have a blast at the Fright Night Fest this Saturday? Ooh, that sounds awesome. Yes, you will. Jennifer is asking, will I know my psychic gifts by the end of this year? Undetermined. There's a whole lot in that one. Emily is asking, will my dad have housing after February? Yes. Kelly, do you see things improving for me financially? Yes. Jennifer, will I move to a new home next year? Yes. Keep them coming, guys. Emily, should my brother go to school? Your brother go to school? Yes. More there too. Emma is asking, will I get better at controlling my feelings and thoughts? Undetermined. Some more time packing that. Emma's asking, will my brother ever get married? Yes. Emily, will things get better for me over the next year? Yes. There's more there too. Emma is asking, should I shop at TJ Maxx more often? LOL. No. Lexi, hi Lexi. Lexi's asking, will I get over this sickness very fast? Oh, everything you love, my dear. Yes. Jennifer, will I have a new job next year? Oh, undetermined. Oh, there's so much going on in all of those questions. Thank you for making me work, folks. That is a heck of a good time. We will have another lightning round a little later on in the show. So if you did not get your question asked or answered, not a problem. Just save that for a little bit later. And my goodness, there's so much more going on. It's so hard. Word is here. Hello, my dear, saying hi. Lovely to see you, my dear. Emma says, yay, well done, Cassidy. Thank you, my darling. Yes, my goodness. Holy. Okay, we are off to a wonderful start here tonight. If you are just tuning in and you'd like to have a reading done tonight, I am offering free 2-minute readings throughout the show. If you want to go ahead and type your specific question into the chat. And guys, if you're listening to me somewhere that there's no chat option, if you're tuning in on the radio, head on over to YouTube, type in My Psychic Connection. You'll see our logo. We are the silver circle with a lovely blue tree in it. You'll see that we're live right now, and you can type your question in over on our YouTube channel. So, like I said, let's see those specific questions. Let me know if you're here. Say hello, and let's see who we've got next on our list tonight. Haley, my dear. Haley is asking, hello, good to see you. Good to see you too. It's been a minute. An exam I was supposed to take today, and I didn't, okay? Do you believe when I take the neuro exam on Friday that I will do well on it? I need an 80 or higher to pass. Thank you. Ooh, all right, my dear. Let's take a look and see how you are going to do on your neuro exam on Friday. So we're on Wednesday here now. Okay. Ooh, actually, I do think it's going to go pretty well. But I don't want to say that and then have you slack off, my darling. What I want to say is the first thing that I have down here is strength. And it's showing that the struggle you are putting in to studying, to getting all of this information, the 7 of Cups here, there is so much to know. There is a ton to know. I think the focus here, though, really should be on your notes and I guess the course material. You don't need to spend, doesn't seem so much time on, I would say, like additional supplemental reading, things like that. But I would say if there are certain units that you have throughout your course, it is important to spend equal time on all of the things. I think your exam will not be heavily weighted to one area over the other. So continue with your diligent studying. And my final card here is the King of Swords, and that's come up upright. So I am actually entirely seeing it's possible that you can get above 80%. And that's what I'm seeing is your current progression. But I am hesitant to just say, you're going to do great, relax, because I don't want you to slow down and I don't want you to slack off. And I'm saying that with love, but you probably know what I'm talking about. So yes, keep up the good work, keep up the struggle. What you are trying to learn and what you are trying to achieve here is not something that is just handed out, right? So it's something that you need to earn. You need to earn with all of your hard work, your dedication to your studies. And I absolutely see you can rock it. Just keep going. Don't slack off. Stay true to your course, my dear. So thank you very much for your lovely question and good luck. Guys, this is so much fun. I do love doing these shows. We have questions that come in all different shapes and sizes from all areas. We are looking at love. We are looking at courses. We are looking at career-related things. We're looking at moving house. Like, look at how many different types of questions we've already had here tonight. And we're only 12 minutes into the show. So do go ahead and ask anything that's weighing on your heart here tonight, guys. Post those specific questions in the chat, and we'll get to as many people as possible. I've actually got a Halloween-themed deck here this evening that I'm slinging tonight, so I'm quite excited to be playing with this little darling. But anywho, let's keep it moving. Who have we got next? Gemma. Hi, Gemma. Gemma says, hi, lovely. I'm really wanting my first tattoo, but a little scared too. When can you see this happening? I'm hoping in the next year or two. Thank you. All right, my dear. Let's take a look at what I can see with your first tattoo. Let's take a look. Okay. Well, this is quite interesting where you're saying I'm very interested in getting one and you're wanting to know a timeline. Honestly, it is showing within the next year. I would say 2 years from now, you seem to have one on your current path, on your current trajectory. But what seems to happen is a flip-flop in your design of what you want. I think you have a pretty clear understanding of either the placement or what the design is you're looking for. But the final stop, as it were, is, I would say, really narrowing down what that design is going to end up looking like. The other thing here too is, I would say, finding the right artist for you. It requires a little bit more of your research, I would say, making sure that you are going to someone who not only like the work that they do is nice, checking out what their gallery looks like, but also finding someone who is able to offer an experience that makes you feel comfortable. I don't want you, and I don't think it's going to be a good move to go into a tattoo shop where it's maybe a bit rougher around the edges, where everyone there is, that there's any, and not that all salons are like this, but I would say prioritize not just a skilled individual, but someone who can actually, their tattoo space, their brand really makes you feel comfortable going in. because there's a hesitancy with actually pulling the plug on this. And then also, of course, making your final decisions of what exactly it is that you want. So I don't see there being anything in your way. I mean, you could go out and do this tomorrow if you like, but the timeline that is presenting to me is, I would say, between 1 year and 3 months to 1 year and 6 months, in that time frame. But like, that is what I've got for you, my darling, and I hope that was helpful. Thank you very much for your lovely question. And that one was quite interesting. So we're talking about getting a tattoo. There's a bit of concern. There's maybe a bit of fear there. And fears are one of the things I wanted to talk about this evening. So if you are listening, I would like to get to know you a little bit. What is something that you're afraid of? And it can be anything. I would love to know what your fears are. Do we have anyone in the house that's afraid of spiders? Do we have anybody that's afraid of heights? I've actually got a list here of our top phobias. So one of them, of course, is arachnophobia. So fear of spiders is quite popular. We've also got the fear of snakes, the fear of heights, the fear of flying. There's actually also cynophobia, which is a fear of dogs. That one I had not heard about before. Adam is afraid of blood. Oh, that's actually, I would say, I don't know how common that is, but a lot of people feel faint around blood, having just a very visceral reaction to that. We've got fear of injections is quite high. Fear of social interactions is on the rise post-COVID, all of us having lived through that. Lexi says, dying without having fulfilled my dreams. Lexi, you know where I'm going with this show. See, okay, I wanted to start out with a little bit of, an easy entry point. Let me know what you're afraid of. But we're going to get deeper into that side of things. So thank you very much for that, Lexi. I have the same fear. Jennifer says, terrified of grasshoppers or crickets, like really afraid of them. Yeah, okay. Interesting. We've got both grasshoppers and crickets here. Do you have big ones where you live? I know in some areas of the world they get pretty large, like they are a full-on creature, sort of a thing. But let me know what you're afraid of tonight, guys. I'd love to hear what people are afraid of. Word is afraid of chickens. We've got, a couple other fears going on here. Michael is here saying, I'm afraid of being friends with a handsome man. Oh, interesting. Okay, see, all very interesting. And Jennifer says, huge ones, grasshopper things. I don't know where the fear comes from. Interesting. Okay. I'm very excited to dive into this. But of course, I guess we can just, at a base level, start with this, is that fear is something that is important that we have, because what it is supposed to do is it is supposed to protect us, right? If you think about a time, perhaps a number of years ago, when there was a lot of threats to our existence, right? If we were afraid of the dark, or we were afraid of predators, there is a very real sense of our safety, our security, our food source, something getting threatened. So fear actually plays a very important role in orienting us into what is safe. But it also, on the bad side of the coin, or the problematic side of the coin, it keeps us in our comfort zone. It stops us from going after things that we want. And that was exactly where Lexi was saying, afraid of living your life and not spending your time doing what you want, getting to the end and having regret. Don't worry, folks. We are where we are at now. We have still got our futures ahead of us. We're going to dive into this more. Tonight, we're going to talk about fears. I'm excited to keep going with this, but I would like to get back to my reading, so stay tuned. Who have we got next? Emily. All right. Emily says, hello. I've been looking for an idea of where I should go in life to find a sense of home. I've never been able to feel a sense of safety and belonging where I am. Any idea of where I can look? Oh, my darling. Okay, that's interesting based on what we were just talking about. But okay, lovely question, my dear. Let's see what I can get from the cards. Yeah, very interesting question. I don't think I've ever read on something quite like this. But let's see what I have got for you. Okay. Interesting. Well, the first one, and whether or not this is entirely helpful, my dear, I've got the Six of Swords reversed, and it feels like the idea of, and I think this probably goes without saying, you've already said that you do not feel a sense of home, but anywhere that you have gone previously, moving back to your hometown, moving to areas you've lived already, that is going to not be the direction for you, my dear. But the other thing here, yeah, oh, this actually goes quite deep, my dear. And it's not for me to say I could pick a city and tell you to go there and you would feel right at home. this goes a lot deeper within you. She's saying, yeah, I thought so. It goes a lot deeper to your own sense of safety and security within yourself. It feels like it goes back very far. The first card I have down here is innocence, and what it meant to feel loved, safe, accepted, growing up. And when you were a child, up until, you're not a child anymore, but it feels like during those very formative years, she says, oh boy, yeah, it feels that there were very shaky experiences. The second card I have here is isolation in reverse, where it wouldn't matter if you try and locate a place outside of yourself where you think you can find home. She says, wow, we're going real deep. Yes, we are, my dear. We do that here at My Psychic Connection. But I can't point to a place on a map. It's not going to be somewhere you can move to and feel like oh my goodness. I am sending you so very much love, my dear. Thank you for your lovely question. Of course, folks, if you ever want to go deeper with any of your questions, if you want to skip the line, if you would like to have longer time, the donation link will be available for you there in the chat. And all of those wonderful things happens with donations. Plus, a portion of every donation this month is going to the Salvation Army Turkey Drive. So we like to share the love and pass on the support that we get for our towards our channel here. And if you are watching, guys, do make sure you're liking this video, you're subscribed to the channel, and you're staying tuned for all of the cool stuff that we have got coming out. There's a lot of cool stuff coming up, folks, so do stay tuned. All right, we'll keep it moving right along. I want to get back to fears in just a hot moment here, but I would like to do one more reading. Who have we got next? All right, we are wrapping up our next question, but okay. So did we have any other fears there as well that we saw? Oh, okay, hang on. This is all going to loop right around. Okay, folks, we are here with the Cardslinger call out. And if you are new, allow me to tell you how this one works. I have this deck of cards and I call it the ridiculous deck. Okay, it is a deck of cards that are quite absurd. And what I like to do with it is pull a couple of cards here and call us out. So if you would be interested in having a call out here tonight, type call out into the chat. And what I will do is something related to how fears are either derailing you from your path, they're either holding you back. Something that you need to know surrounding fear is going to be the topic of our call out tonight. So if you would like to get on the list of the call out, I'll do as many as I can. And my goal is to say one sentence. It is often a bit of a run-on sentence type situation, but let's see what comes up in these cards. Just, I mean, man, like half price hot wings. We've got the sex witch with an octopus. I mean, my goodness, hilarious, absolutely hilarious cards. So let's see who we have got first. Danielle, my dear, let's see what we have for you. What is the call out for you surrounding fear? Ooh, okay. All right, we have got, the first card is the former child star, and the second card is the provider. Ooh. For you really need to stop living for the expectation and the goals of other people, because you're never going to feel fulfilled because you're not following a path that's actually what you're looking for. Who have we got next? Jennifer is here for the call out. What do we have for you? We have got the false face, my dear, and we have this deck, the false face, and then we have big sexy Satan. Okay. All right, for you, my dear. You need to combat your inauthenticity and where you're feeling like where you're playing a role that's not who you actually are, because you're falling towards meaningless temptations that are preventing you from finding what you actually want. Who have we got next on our call out here tonight? We have got Emily. Emily, your call out, my dear. What we have got for you. Ooh. Oh my gosh, these cards are fantastic. We have the infinite cosmic mess, and we have the guru. Stop consuming so much content that you're unable to discern what is actually coming from yourself and what is just a repeat of something someone else has said, but your comprehension isn't strong enough to actually get the medicine that's being afforded by what you're listening to. Who have we got next on our call out here tonight? We have got Adam. Hello, my dear. What is Adam's call out in relation to fear? Adam. Oh my gosh, two absurd cards. The first one is a cat licking its own butt for eternity. Okay. And then we have a werewolf and a pig making out. My dear, quit wasting time doing things that you know aren't going to get any better or improve your situation and jumping from useless thing to useless thing because there's a pattern that really needs to be broken. Who have we got next on our call out list tonight? Guys, keep them coming. We have got Sunflower. Hello, my dear. The call out for Sunflower at this time. Okay, we have got, these cards are just hilarious. We have got the card of Papa Macho, and we have the card of the Weird Tree. Ooh. It feels, ooh. Don't be afraid to act on the things that you're drawn towards or go towards the thing that you're drawn towards just because of how it will make you look. I'm going to stop there with that one. I hope that that was helpful, everyone. Thank you very much for playing along with the call out game. Jennifer says, thank you. You are so welcome, my darling. I do say that all with love. Emily says, well, shit. I hope that you got some joy, that you got some value out of the lovely call out segment. It is pretty interesting. I mean, I do really like working with this very absurd little deck, and it's always a good time. If nothing else, it is good for a laugh. So had a good time with that. And if you are just joining us, because I can see we've got new faces here popping into the chat, say hello, let me know who you are, and also let me know where you're tuning in from. I'd love to see where everybody is joining us from. We are an international community of beautiful people, and we'd love to see where everyone has found us from. And guys, the emoji contest is still going on tonight, so I will offer one general reading on the show tonight, and that will go to the winner of the emoji contest. So whoever sends the most emojis between now or the beginning of the show and the end of the show will win that one general reading. So type in those beautiful emojis. I'd love to see some fall themed emojis. Some, I don't know, give me some pumpkins. Also give me some octopuses, octopi. Danielle says, tuning in from Warwick, Rhode Island. Wonderful. Lovely to see you, my dear. But yeah, it's lovely to see where everyone is tuning in from, because just in my head, I always see this globe, and then we get all these little points of light that just shine where everyone is tuning in from. So wonderful. I can see these emoji contests popping off here. Loving the looks of this. I'm going to go ahead and switch up my decks here. Who have we got next on our list tonight? We have got Ward. Hello, my dear. Ward says, do you see a career change for me in career? I believe career, my dear. Do you see a career change for me in drawing or writing, please? Maybe it's career change. If you're still here, my darling, do let me know if I'm getting that one correct. But let's see if I can see a change in that for you. Writing, let's see here. Ah, okay. Interesting. Oh, okay. What the impression that I'm getting here, my dear, you asked if I do see a change, and I do, in fact, see a change, but it kind of comes in phases. The first sword I have down here is the Knight of Swords. So it's showing initially your determination and your drive towards making this change in your life and pursuing writing and this more creative side of yourself a bit more fiercely. And I want to say well done on that. It's nice to see a level of dedication coming right out the gate. It's like a, don't stop me, don't even try type energy there, which is lovely to see. The next card I have here is Temperance in reverse. So it feels like there are certain, either your current job, the work that you're currently in. He says, yes. Okay. So this one is really coming across as basically like just, limited hours in the day type of thing, that you would pour more of yourself into this if there was really any more to do so. So it seems like when you've asked for a career shift or a change in this way, I've got the Wheel of Fortune reversed, and I do think it will take place, but it's quite slow, and that wheel is going to turn very slowly. But it seems like doing this type of work on the side, doing it on weekends while you have other projects or your other career day job going on, and building up that skill set, building up what you are wanting to create in that space, over time, slowly and without a whole lot of pressure on yourself, but still giving a beautiful outlet to the level of dedication and the level of passion that you have towards pursuing. My dear, that is what I have got for you. So I do hope that that was helpful, and thank you for your lovely question. Okay, guys, so talking about fears. And Lexi, I love that you brought that up a little earlier on, because we are talking about the way that fear will either hold us back or stop us from going after what we are looking for. And I came across this very interesting TED Talk. It was by Trevor Reagan, and he was talking about how fear is really something that it's innately a part of our life, right? So we talked about that a little bit before. Word is saying, yes, I thought it will go slow. It will, but just because something is slow does not mean that it is not incredibly significant. So remember that. And what I want to combat while we're talking about fear is sort of this, I was going to say a culture, but this notion of be fearless. Go after what you want and just don't worry about fear, right? Word says, thank you. You are very welcome, my dear. And I can appreciate that, right? It's a nice thing to say. It's a nice thing to offer to someone. Go after that job, do that thing you're looking for, and just be fearless. But one, that's a lot easier said than done. And two, we're actually combating a biological response that we have to keep ourselves safe. But it's misplaced, right? Because if we want to stay in our comfort zone all the time, Lexi's saying it's very interesting how fear has evolved from a defense mechanism to projecting insecurities. Exactly. And a lot of what we fear, similarly to a lot of what we worry about, never actually ends up coming to pass, right? Let me know in the comments if you've ever been really worried about something that never ended up happening. And you spent a lot of time sacrificing your peace because of your concern for something. And I don't necessarily mean worry in the sense of concern for something if it may or may not turn out for you. But I'm talking a little bit, I think all of us have some sort of irrational fear in the past where we have just allowed it to stop us from acting or stop us from going after something that we were interested in getting. So be conscious of that. I want to get into that a little more deeply here tonight as well, but the goal should not be to just act without fear, but it's to act along with fear, getting to understand how fear feels in your body. Thalita says, yes, that is truth. I have. See, yeah, I think all of us have. All of us can relate to that. So fear is not going to go anywhere. It is what our body is going to do. So we can act either, put it on your shoulder and take it with you. Make friends with your demons, so to speak. But we'll keep it moving along here because I'd love to get into more readings. If you'd like to get a reading tonight, guys, go ahead and type your specific question into the chat now. And if you would like to jump the line or have a longer reading, the donation link will be available for you there as well. Okay, we will keep this moving right along, folks. Who have we got next on our list tonight? Okay, here we are. We have the lightning round. So if you missed our earlier one, and never fear, we have got the lightning round here tonight. So if you are interested in having a yes or no question answered, go ahead and type that in now. For the next 3 minutes, I will be rapid fire answering your yes, no as quickly as possible until the timer goes off. And there's no limit to how many questions that you can ask. So if you have questions surrounding love and work and relationship and side projects and passions and all those sorts of things, you can keep them coming until the timer goes off. And I will say, the more specific you make your question, the more specifically I can answer it for you. So words like soon can really derail how a reading takes place. So let's see who we've got first. Danielle, my dear, will my marriage last? Undetermined. Thalita, is Jason mad at me? Mad? No. Diamond, will my son get through his challenges with energy? Yes. Piyu asks, does Tony miss me? Yes. Thalita, will I be able to talk with my mom? Yes. Adam, am I overdoing it physically? Love the self-awareness in that question. Yes. Yes. Danielle, will my son get the job? No, but Zelita, will I be able to talk to Callista? Yes. Jennifer, will I completely learn the Ogam staves? Ooh, actually, you know what that is? Yes. Oh, there's more in that one. Emily says, am I putting enough time into my writing project? No, but there's more there. Pio is asking, will Tony contact me? I'm determined. It's a lot there. Danielle, can Gretchen be trusted? Ooh, I'm interested to know. Can Gretchen be trusted? Yes. Thalita says, is it over between me and Jason? Yes, but Royal is asking, do I have money coming soon? No. Delita, is Jason talking to another girl? Yes. Emily, will I have stability in the future? Yes. Danielle, will my son overcome his social problems? Yes. PU, will Tony unblock me? Unblock me again? Unblock me? Will Tony unblock you? Yes. Jennifer, are my trivial activities having too much screen time? Yes. Danielle, do my coworkers like me? Yes. Oh, that is so much fun. It is so tricky. It is that is a wonderful time. Thank you all for your lovely and beautiful yes or no questions. It is always a blast to get to answer all of those, but it's so hard. Diamond says, thank you. You are so very welcome, my dear. It goes by very quick. There's always more to say. If you'd like more information, you can retype your question into the chat, and I can hopefully get to as many folks as possible. And all donated readings are guaranteed before the end of the show. So if you do want to make sure you have a reading tonight, the donation link will be available for you there in the chat. All right. Well, we are keeping it moving right along here. Jennifer says, thank you. You are very welcome. And thank you all for your lovely questions. Yeah, and just as a quick note, guys, tomorrow Energy is back. So if you are looking for her here this evening, she will be on at 10 o'clock tomorrow. Danielle says, thank you, Cassidy. You are very welcome, my dear. So sweet. Oh, well, thank you very much. All right. Let's see who we've got next on our lovely list this evening. All right, we have Miss. Miss is asking, hi, I just declined a job offer today because they were planning to give me the same salary, but promised me a future promotion. Heard that one before, right? Did I make a mistake to decline it? Okay, let's take a look here, my dear. That's a wonderful question. I like that question a lot. Let's take a look what I can see here. No, you did not make a mistake in declining it because it feels quite carrot in front of a donkey on a stick. Oh, yes, there's the promotion coming down the line. And I get it from the company's perspective. I've got the Empress card reverse where, sure, it's fair enough to want some level of testing a person out before they can determine how much they're worth. Sure, I can get behind that, but I don't fully trust that there is a reasonable timeline behind when you would have been hired, when this promotion to what you were actually looking to make would take place. And that's the other thing too here. I have the Temperance card where it's like, if you had done that, it would almost be, well, first you've asked did you make the right choice or should you regret the choice that you make? Absolutely not. You entirely did the right thing. And I wouldn't, have you walked away from this entirely? Have they come back to you at all? I'm not convinced this is the last you'll hear from them. I do think they have some level of a tight budget thing, but there's a good chance that they will be reaching back out for some level of negotiations with you. Apart from that, yes, absolutely find something that you can negotiate before it feels like needing to turn down the offer, because that's all they're going to offer you. Unless with the very, I will say specific, unless There is something written in a contract that after a set amount of time, i.e., after 3 months, this will be my salary, or I will part ways with the company. Something like that. I don't want you to take something until there's some level of written in a contract or assuredness for you that you know to expect. So thank you so much, my darling. I hope that was helpful. And it's not always easy turning down a job if it's particularly if it's something that we wanted or something we, it's a process doing the whole interview thing. But at the same time, it's beautiful to see an example of sticking up for something that you want and making sure that your future is going to hold what you're looking for, because you're not accepting less than a certain threshold, right? So I really loved, again, I'm going to reference Lexi a little earlier on when we're talking about fears. One of the things that I think is fun to think about as a fear is fearing what will happen if you don't take action. If I said to you, your life 3 years from now is going to look exactly like it looks today, how do you feel about that? Does it sound awesome because everything in life is great? Does it sound like, wow, I can't believe I haven't got my ish together in 3 years? Are you hoping to be making more money? Are you looking to have a new relationship? And then consider those things, backtrack through time to where you're at right now and see if what you're doing is actually putting you on the path that you are wanting to go, right? So I like that one. I also fear what will happen if I just settle for certain things and don't go after what I'm looking for. Miss says, yes, they came back to me 5 times. Excellent. See, okay. I love the sound of that. When you're the right person, people will pay for what they really want, right? Emily says, sounds like hell. And that was, I would imagine, a reference to if you're at the same place in 3 years from now. So that's a song, right? If you're going through hell, keep on going. Hopefully, there is only up from where we are all at. Life is not quite so black and white, cut and dry to say everything will always get better. But I don't believe that things can't improve over time with our action and things that what we are putting into our life and into our circumstances. So consider that. See if that is something that can motivate you into action. And I want to get back to the fear thing as well. I'm going to go ahead and take another question, but I want to keep talking about the fear thing because I think it's very interesting and something we can all relate to and something that perhaps holds us back in a way that it really doesn't need to. All right, who have we got next on our lovely list here this evening? We've got Delita. Delita says, Cassidy, can I ask you something? Will Jason be able to speak with me about what he really wants in this relationship? Ooh, will he be able to? Okay, she says, I literally had my heart on a highest waiting to see if I can still trust him, but Jason was acting very weird. I figure it was another female he was talking to. I think he's probably meeting up. It seems like he's going to cheat, so I had to ask him to leave. It really sucks because we have 3 kids together. Oh, my darling, I'm sending you so very much love. This is not an easy situation at all, but let me take a look at what I can see for you here, my dear. No, can I have that first question, the original question there, back up if possible to the folks? Thank you. Can I ask you, will Jason be able to speak with me about what he really wants with this relationship? Let's take a look here. Wow. Okay. Here's the thing. This is complicated and deep on a number of levels. Of course, because we have kids involved in the situation, but even just the dynamic between the two of you. Will he be able to speak? I've got the King of Swords reversed. So where you're asking of the block that's really between why he would or would not be able to, I don't think at this time or in the near future he's able to. And it's partly because of an unwillingness to, but what I'm seeing more than him being unwilling to speak with you, him being unable to. I don't think I've got the 9 of Swords here reversed as well. I don't think he has the words formulated for how he feels about this situation. I've got the 2 of Cups reversed. There is a serious sense of loss of love and a loss of a relationship coming from his side as well. So there are certainly levels of regret in terms of his actions. It's seeming very complex, and I don't think he's willing to face the truth of the situation. So in order for him to be able to reach out and have levels of conversation with you, I don't think he's there yet. I'm sending you a whole bunch of love, my darling. I hope that that was helpful for you, and I'm wishing you all the very best with your situation. Okay, but yeah, so fears. Fears, we were talking about that. And I'm interested to know on a lighter level too, guys. Like, what are things that you're afraid of if you haven't said already? Do we have anyone in the house who's afraid of snakes? Ward says, I also fear to fall from a height. See, yeah, totally. The fear of heights is a big one. The fear of flying is a big one. Danielle says, I have a fear of crowds. Yeah, see, I can relate to that one, especially if there's like no way out, or if you're just breathing the same air as everyone. It's just a little suffocating for sure. Talita says, thank you. You are so very welcome, my dear. She says, I will keep doing what I know best. But never a bad plan. Well, it can be if we're on the right, if we're doing things that aren't getting us to where we want to go. Energy and I had talked about this on my last show. She says, taking care of my kids. Yes, 100%. 100% on that front. Energy had brought that up in the last show as well. If you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always had. And I think that that's important and something to think about as well. Are you actually continually doing things that are getting you where you want to go, or are you your own problem? Right? It's not always easy to look at ourselves in the mirror and see how we are contributing to our own downfall. But at the same time, if you're contributing to your own downfall, you can also contribute to your own success in very much so the same way. Sweetly Morbid says, I fear being half naked in front of others. Half naked, interesting, but not fully naked. Are you feeling okay about being fully naked in front of others? No judgment. I'm just curious. David says fear of lies and betrayal. Yeah, see, and that one is very deep towards a protection around your own heart, around your own emotional self. I can relate to that one. Everyone, I think, can for sure. Sweetly Morbid says no. Emily says, I get vertigo on mountains in Minecraft. Okay, I've definitely had very interesting, like, I don't know, motion sickness type things from things that I'm watching. Or in Disneyland, if you've ever been on the Star Tours ride, man, I don't know I was necessarily afraid of that, but it really rocked me. It was great. It's a great ride. Nevertheless, we are here to do readings. We are here to talk about everyone and what is going on in all of your beautiful lives. So let's see who we've got next on our list tonight. Hi, my dear. Lexi says, hey, Cassidy, is there something I could do differently to stop getting sick? Since my son started daycare, I've spent the last 3 to 4 months being sick about 80% of the time. Oh, my darling, She says, it's really starting to mentally affect me. Thank you, Cassidy. All right, my dear. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Of course, with any medical questions, make sure we are seeking out the right medical professionals. But I will see what I can get from you from the cards, my dear, if there's anything that you could be doing differently to help. Okay. I mean, at a high level, and I'm sorry to just sort of succumb to this, at a high level, it doesn't feel like there's a lot that can be done differently. This is coming forward, I would say, as a phase of time where there's just a number of bugs coming into your home. She says, it's just nonstop viruses. Yeah, see, I can see that as well. And I've actually got 2 oracle cards here. I've got the wall and I've got the fish, which is interesting because that fish looks like a little bug of some sort, where, I mean, apart from things that feel like a physical barrier, I even have the card of politics here, and it's showing someone wearing a mask. So, you could physically wear a mask. You can do things like putting up what feel like physical barriers, but I mean, like washing things very, very diligently when they come into your house. I would never tell someone to go ahead and become a germaphobe, but things to that extent where it's just like certain levels of hygiene, if they can be increased just a little bit, it's not going to be as easy as that. Wash your hands and don't touch your face. Certain little habits of that description. I have the card of patience here in reverse, and that's really that first card where I was saying it's unfortunately feels like a phase. Like it's just, there's very little that you can do about the in and out flux of viruses coming in and out of your house. But if I were to say one other side of things, I have the card of the dove here, and I am not a herbalist or, well-versed in herbalism of any sort, but look into that space. That's what I will say. I hope that was helpful, darling. Thank you for your lovely question. I hope that this phase is not a whole lot longer for you, my dear. It's, man, just being sick after being sick. Exactly. Like she said, it entirely will weigh on your mental health. It impacts every level of your life, your ability to sleep, your ability to be active, rest, do everything else. Lexi says, thank you. You are so very welcome, my dear. And yeah, I hope that was helpful for you. So guys, yeah, I'm having such a wonderful time with everyone this evening. It's very interesting hearing about what sort of fears everyone has. We've talked a little bit about how our fears can really stop us from engaging in experiences that offer or lead to some level of growth for ourselves. One other thing that was from Trevor Reagan's video there, he was saying, and it was quite interesting, he was talking about certain things that will trigger fear for us, or where we can always expect fear to come in. And we will always have fear when there's some level of uncertainty. Well, sorry, these 4 things need to be around. So we have uncertainty, attention, whether that's attention, your attention, or attention towards you, change, and some level of struggle. So if you think about that, if you think about those 4 things, those are also the requirements for upgrading, right? For growing, for becoming, the next version of yourself, as people like to say. But some level of growth will require all of those things. It's going to be uncertain. We don't know what's going to happen. There's going to be some level of change, and we probably need to struggle through something if it's going to be worth anything in our life. So very interesting. Keep that in the back of your mind. But it's, it's just always good to understand, like I said at the beginning, if someone just says, be fearless, go for that thing, that's really entirely unhelpful when you're sitting in the waiting room of the interview for your dream job and you are panicking, right? So the goal is not to, pretend fear doesn't exist or suppress it in yourself such that you can just move past it. It's to work on how you feel fear in your body and how you can keep going with fear alongside as your little ride along buddy. It's there to stay. It's part of our makeup. So we might as well learn to make our peace with it and move forward, not allow it to hold us back. Okay, so I'm going to switch up decks here. Who have we got next on our lovely list tonight? Jennifer, my dear. Jennifer says, what psychic gifts do the guides want me to know about? Oh, interesting. Let's take a look here. What psychic gifts do your guides want you to know about? So you were asking about earlier in the yes or no round, would you know all of your gifts by the end of this year? That was kind of interesting where that one was leading. So let's see what I have here from my cards. Ooh. Interesting. Okay, cool. Wow. As a sidebar, something I think you actually would be quite good at is remote viewing. So just keep that in mind as the ability to see things that you are not around or be able to, just look up remote viewing. I just think you have a natural inclination towards that from what I'm seeing here in the cards. But when you're asking about would you have all of your gifts uncovered by the end of this year, it's sort of like that's the wrong way to think about uncovering and discovering what you can do and what aptitudes you have in your spiritual path. It's not a box necessarily that unlocks and all of a sudden you have all of these beautiful skills that just pop out of nowhere. It's a process of it coming forward, and it's supposed to be a process of understanding that within yourself as well. She says, I've been told that before. I believe I do that in my dreams already. See, very interesting. And I've got the card of the outsider that came up in reverse, as well as the card of silence, and it has the big, beautiful moon there. So my next thing I was going to say is surrounding your dreams, certainly. I have the card of consciousness as well as the card of silence. So it's 2 cards that are really showing those moments when you are not so mentally active during the day. Whether, of course, you can get into these similar states through meditation and things where you're dedicating practice to having, not that you're not napping, that we are dedicating time not for sleeping, but dedicating time to, I would say, connecting, tuning in. I'm sorry, my dear. I hope that was helpful for you. Thank you very much for your lovely question, and good luck, right? And for anyone out there who is interested in uncovering what sort of abilities that they may have, enjoy that path as something that is, be curious toward it. Be something that you are, when they say it's about the journey, it's not about the destination. without that sounding super cheesy. Like, that's kind of the whole point. Jennifer's saying, yes, very much. Thank you. You are very welcome, my dear. So, you know, it's one of those things that the connecting with yourself, the learning these different things along the path, and the fact that every spiritual practitioner I've ever met that is worth their salt will say something to the tune of the fact that they're a lifelong student, right? You're wanting to continue to learn different modalities, learn more things about yourself. It's a whole world to just dive in, buy yourself some cards. I just think everybody should have a deck of cards in their life. Learn to read them if you like. But anyways, that's a whole other can of worms. But cruising right along here tonight, guys. Who have we got next? We've got Reeves in the house. Hi, Cassidy. Hello, my dear. Lovely to see you. Yes, I'm still taking questions here tonight. Who have we got next? And it's the emoji contest, guys. Well, let's see who we have got. Emily, congratulations, my dear. You are tonight's emoji contest winner. And thank you, everyone who played along. I did see a lot of beautiful emojis flying through the chat there. So it's always fun to have the chat lit up with our beautiful emojis. So Emily, you are the winner of the one general reading that I offer here on the show. Emily says 3 times in a row. See, I mean, if you're good at what you do, Emily, you are persistent, and we appreciate all of your support. So let's take a look here at what I have got for you, my dear. What we have. She's saying the champion. Yes, my dear. All right. So what have we got for our message for you tonight? I normally like to lay just a couple of different decks down. Ooh, interesting. Okay. All right. So what's initially coming forward here, it feels like a redirection of some description, but more importantly, where I would say getting away from acting in ways that feel like you're not as in control of your life into a place where that is in fact the case. The first card I have down here is the puppet. And usually when I see that card, it feels as though someone has had a level of control over you. But the second card I have here is the bee. So the nice thing about that is what you're going through right now is, I would say, disconnecting from others who have had certain levels of influence over your life. And this can be either by their levels of their expectations or what other people have said has been possible for you. The final card I have here is the snake. So we've got the bee and the snake, and both of those are cards that, I mean, we could have talked about fears here tonight. People are afraid of snakes. She says, yep. Where we're looking at, I would say, identifying what the real or next level of dangers are in your life, or what things that you're wanting to watch out for. That snake there, it's after a snake bites, right, there is a level of venom that is left in our system. And there's a healing process that goes along with getting out of the grips of someone else, or it doesn't feel like a level of oppression, but it feels like a level of influence or control, both directly and indirectly. It actually seems to be both, that you are recovering and healing from. And with that B card there, I want to commend you on your work that you've done already and done so far with, being more intentional with yourself, with protecting yourself, and going after things that are, had at least seemingly been out of the scope of what was possible for you because of taking on those things that other people placed upon you. She says, it feels like my body is full of poison. Exactly. So that entirely makes sense. But it's not going to stay that way forever. And in fact, it really feels like the process of getting rid of that has already begun. I have the card here of Fogged In. It says, go slow and take time. The second card I have is Valiant Courage, and it says, take action with passion, which is interesting because both of those cards are sort of similar to where I was going with that. So allow yourself to heal through this at the same time. With that B card there, I don't want you to feel like you have to, I would say, keep yourself busy or distract your mind all the time when you're not giving yourself the space to heal through what has just happened to you and what you're getting rid of. So if you're feeling like your body is full of poison, don't try and it's easier said than done, but don't try and dull that pain with just easy levels of distraction or keeping yourself busy or filling up your schedule or, watching things that are, just binge watching stuff, things like that. I have the card of the pentagram here as well. So it's showing, I would say, a long-term investment in healing for you. With this card of go slow and take time, it is showing that this is going to be a process, but knowing that you're already on the boat. You've already started taking those steps. She said, I don't really know what else to do. Well, I think you're already on the right path. It's not necessarily that you have to do things entirely different, but just because we have, woken up one day and have changed our path and we're doing things that are better for us, it's going to continue to be challenged day by day. It's not something that happens overnight. So that's where this healing process comes in. When you're saying you don't know what else to do, it doesn't mean you need to just keep doing things for the sake of doing them, but it's going to take time to heal through this. And Lexi says sitting with things is so important, and I agree with that entirely. So with that fogged in card, do take your time with this. You don't need to rush into the next thing or feel like you have everything figured out already. Take your time with it. And when you are ready, we have that take action with passion. And I know that the steps you're going to take next and the decisions you're going to make after this is going to be rooted in what is actually important to you and what you have had time to sit with that poison having been drained out of you. She says, I have so much I need to do that it feels like I don't have space for that. I understand, and I can entirely get where you're coming from with that. And yes, there probably is a lot of things that need to get done, but you have time to do it. Don't feel like it needs to all be done today or it all needs to be done and accomplished and sorted out as quickly as possible. You're going to entirely drain yourself out, and it is neither sustainable nor possible to get everything done. Don't feel like you don't have the space for healing yourself. You need to take care of that first. That is incredibly important. So like I said, with that fogged in card, take your time, continue to get stuff done that you need to do. I'm not saying give up on your to-do list. That is gone. You're very busy with that. You need to keep going in that respect. But a dedicated, or at least a conscious effort, the conscious effort you've already been making, but continuing to drain that poison from you, because it is a long process. We're not looking at days. We are looking at years here, my dear. Emily says, I am already drained. I feel like I'm running out of time, though. I don't feel like you're running out of time. That seems to be a mindset that you have adopted that is not helping, my dear. So don't put that additional strain or stress or pressure on yourself, because that's not helpful. And if that's not a reason to evaluate a mindset, I don't know what else is. So like it says, go slow, take your time. You need to heal through this. You need to fill up your own cup. If you've said you're drained, we need to just drain out the poison part of things. You are not running out of time, but you are healing through what you have already gone through. She says, all right, then, thumbs up. I know it's easier said than done, but you have time to do what you need to do, my dear. Just keep going. You're on the right path, but take time to heal. You can't just distract yourself away from the things that you need to heal from. I hope that was helpful, my darling. Thank you for all of the beautiful emojis. And thank you, everyone, for the lovely show. This has been an absolute blast. The fun continues tomorrow night, guys. Energy, the Metaphysical Crone, is back here tomorrow night at 10 o'clock Eastern, followed by Journey and Friends on Friday. That is a show that has not been around for quite some time, so definitely check that out. That is going to be on at 10 o'clock on Friday evening. So we have a couple of beautiful shows lined up for the next couple of days. Do make sure that you have liked this video if you enjoyed our time here tonight. Emily says, thank you. You are so welcome, my dear. And subscribe to our channel to make sure that you stay tuned, because we've got some very cool things happening over on our channel and you don't want to miss out. So have a wonderful rest of your evening and rest of your week, guys, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.